At 17, Maya had her entire life mapped out. The career, the degree, the plan, all of it decided. There was just one problem. None of it was hers. By 24, she'd torn the whole map up and started over. And for the first time, she was actually happy. This is the story of how she found the courage to do that, and why the smartest thing you might ever do with your future is stop letting other people draw it for you. It starts so innocently. You're little, an adult kneels down and asks, "So, what do you want to be when you grow up?" And you say something wonderful: astronaut, vet, dragon trainer. Everyone laughs. It's adorable. But here's what's quietly happening: you're being taught very early that you're supposed to have an answer, that not knowing is a problem to be fixed, and that question follows you. In elementary school, it's cute. By high school, it's not a game anymore. By high school, the question has teeth. Teachers ask it, relatives ask it at every single dinner. And Maya, honestly, had no idea. She liked plenty of things and loved none of them in particular. Some of her friends seemed so certain. One had wanted to be a nurse since she was 10. Maya looked at that certainty and felt something awful. Like everyone got handed a manual, she didn't. Like she was already behind in a race she didn't remember signing up for. And this is exactly where almost everyone gets lied to. Because the truth is, most people don't actually know at 18. They just pick something that sounds acceptable and hope. Maya was about to do precisely that, and it nearly cost her years. Now, Maya's parents loved her. That part matters, because what they did out of love. They'd worked hard, sacrificed, and they had a dream for her. Something stable, something respected. "Become a lawyer," her dad would say. "You'll never have to struggle the way we did." And there's a real deep love in that. But love and pressure can look identical from the inside. Maya didn't hear, "I want you to be safe." She heard, "This is who you're supposed to be." So she said yes, because saying yes was easier than disappointing the people she loved most. So Maya went to university for law, and on paper, it was working. Good grades, proud parents, the plan unfolding exactly as drawn. But something was off, and it got louder every semester. She'd sit in lectures and feel nothing, not challenged, empty. She'd watch classmates light up over things that left her completely cold and think, "What is wrong with me?" Nothing was wrong with her. She was just walking, very successfully, down someone else's road. And the further you walk down the wrong road, the more it costs to turn around. In time, in money, and in the fear of having wasted it all. Then came the night it broke. Maya was supposed to be studying for an exam she didn't care about, for a career she didn't want, and she just stopped, sat down on the floor, and finally admitted the things she'd been terrified to say out loud. "I don't want this life. I never did." It was the scariest thought she'd ever had, because if this wasn't the plan, then she had no plan at all. Just fog again. But this time, she was finally awake in it. Here's the part no one could have planned. A few weeks later, Maya's car broke down, and the mechanic who came to fix it, maybe 10 years older than her, clearly loved his work. He explained what was wrong like he was telling her a story. And Maya, who felt nothing in a law lecture, found herself asking a dozen questions. She was curious, genuinely, helplessly curious, for the first time in years. And a quiet voice asked, "What if what you should do was never the right question? What if the real one was just, what makes you lean in?" And once Maya started actually looking, she saw it everywhere. Her cousin, the electrician, one of the happiest people she knew, building things with his hands that would outlast him. A paramedic who ran toward the worst moments of people's lives because he couldn't imagine doing anything else. A friend who genuinely became a lawyer, and loved it, lit up by it because for her it was the right road. A mechanic, a police officer, a teacher, a nurse, Not one of their roads looked the same, and not one of them was behind. They'd each just found the thing they could lean into and built a real whole life around it. So Maya made a choice, her own this time. She didn't blow up her life overnight. That's the movies, not real life. She thought it through. She found something that genuinely lit her up and could actually pay the bills. Because passion still has to buy groceries, and that part matters too. Then she had the hardest conversation of her life. She sat her parents down and told them the truth. There were tears. There was fear. Her dad didn't understand at first, but Maya had finally stopped asking them to draw her map. She picked up the pencil herself. Fast forward a few years. Maya's working in a field she chose, and on a hard day she's tired, but she's never empty. That feeling from the law lectures never came back. And her parents? The moment they saw her genuinely happy, not successful on paper, but actually lit up, they finally understood. Turns out what they'd wanted all along was never lawyer. It was just for her to be okay. She simply got there on her own road. That map she tore up at 24, she doesn't even think about it anymore. She's too busy living on the one she drew herself. So if you're young and you don't know yet, hear this. You are not behind. There is no universal clock ticking on your future. Some people find it at 15, some at 35, and both are completely, totally fine. Listen to the people who love you. They often see things you can't. But guidance is not the same as ownership, because in the end, the one who actually has to live your life is you. Pay attention to what makes you lean in. Be honest about what pays the bills, and then gently take the pencil out of everyone else's hand, because this was always your map to draw. Thanks for being here today. If this story made you think even a little, then it did its job. If you haven't yet, hit like and subscribe. There's a new story every week, and if it might mean something to someone you know, share it. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next one.